Hey guys, Blue Bridge here again, counting down to Sunday's League Cup final. And today I'm going to be concentrating on injuries. Yeah, so yesterday I did say that I was going to be concentrating on the defence, but I changed it because I want to be topical and talk about injuries because as we are in the lead up to the cup final, lots of concern about poor old Liverpool because poor old Liverpool have got loads of injuries. So how are they going to cope with all these injuries? We've had Sky Sports, we've had BBC Sports saying, oh no, what Liverpool going to do? They're in a bit of an injury crisis. But an alert there, guys. Sorry, but Chelsea have had to deal with injuries all season. Liverpool have had get a few injuries, a few knocks, and all of a sudden it's doom and gloom. What's going to happen? How are they going to cope? But let's have a look at it now. So Liverpool, Alisson, apparently the news has been confirmed that today he's going to be out for about a month, so he's going to be missing. But he's not the League Cup goalkeeper anyway. They usually play, Kellyhan, or whatever this guy's name is, the Irish keeper, who played against us in a final a couple of years ago. So that's not a big deal for them because, as I said, this guy usually is their cup goalkeeper. And Trent Alexander-Arnold, okay, he's a big loss for them, but they cope without him. When we played against them a few weeks ago at Anfield, they're going to be missing Diego Jota. I'm glad to see the back of him, to be honest, because he's always a thorn in our side. And Slabbersley, maybe he could return. I think Salah is a maybe. Nunes, I don't think. And then both Matip and Thiago have been out for the whole season. But would Matip be the number one starter ahead of Konate? Probably not. Thiago, fully fit Thiago, could add something to that midfield. So when we're looking at this, the only long-term injuries they've had this season have been to Matip and Thiago. Okay, Jota didn't start the season, but he still played more games than Reece James and Christopher Nkunku and Fofana put together. So that is it. He was probably one of the players who are out for the longest, and I've named three players who he's played, three Chelsea players who he's played more than. Let's turn to the Chelsea players now. So Sanchez possibly would be back, but he hasn't played recently. Reece James, he's the positive news about Reece James, he may be back in March, but he's missed a chunk of this season. Fofana probably towards the end of the season, if not the start of next season, so he's missed the majority of this season as well. Lavia, Scarlet Pimpernel, I call him. Where is he? I don't know. And again, when is he coming back? I don't know. How many games has he played for us? He's played one half, I think, and that's it. Chukwuemeka, he's missed a large chunk of the season. We haven't seen him since that impressive performance against West Ham United, and came back injured again. Badiashile, in and out through injury. He's played a few injured, so he's had a large chunk of the season out injured. Cucurella started off the season, and then he's missed the last couple of months now. I think he's back in training at the moment. Silva, I won't include Silva because Silva was only out for missed one match, and he got injured in the previous match before that against Manchester City. Was it Man City he played? Or Palace, Crystal Palace, I think. And what was it, Man City? I'm confusing myself now. But yeah, Silva it was a Crystal Palace game he was injured for. So again, he hasn't had a lot of injuries, but still, I think he'll be back, as I said, for the cup final. But at the moment, he didn't play in our last game. Chilwell, another one who's missed a large chunk of the season through injury, just come back recently. Nkunku, already spoke about him. And you can see that he's not fully fit. When he came on against Man City, you can see that rustiness in his game through not having yet fully adjusted to the pace of the Premier League. And then Chalobah has just returned after missing a large chunk of the season. So yeah, you can see, you're looking at these two sides. making up excuses already for Liverpool and feeling sorry. The pity party has already began. But with Chelsea, all we get levelled at is, oh, they've got a big enough squad to go. They spent £1 billion and all this nonsense that we hear from, and then we are the laughing stock. But we have been hampered with injuries, and I like to tell you, okay, we spent £1 billion. That Liverpool squad, the current Liverpool squad at the moment is worth, I think, 550 million when I did the sums. Maybe more, maybe slightly less, but around about the 550 million pounds ballpark. And if you compare that with Chelsea, what they're looking at as £1 billion, I think 50 or 60 million pounds of that have already left, because we've already got rid of is it 60 million, I think it is, of talent. We've got rid of Koulibaly and Aubameyang. They were part of that £1 billion spend. And a few of them are on loan or haven't even come to the club. I'm thinking of people like Kendrick Paye. I'm thinking of Angelo and what's the guy, the Brazilian guy? What's wrong with my brain today? You know, the Brazilian guy. You know, the one who was on loan to Nottingham Forest. Santos, that's the one. So people like that haven't played. So that totals around 100 million who haven't even played for the club yet, who have been bought with potential because we think of Jujon Whisper. And we've got Datro Fofana as well. So it's probably over 100 million, 120, 30, 140 million. So if you take that, that's 200 million from the players who are either on loan or have already left the club. And then you've got another 300 million plus on the injury list. So you're looking at Cucurella, you're looking at Badiashile, you're looking at Nkuku, who, as I said, just came back. You're looking at Wesley Fofana. You're looking at Sanchez. So that's another 300 million pounds on the on the sick list. So I think when I looked at the side he played against Manchester City the other day, and I'm just talking about the bowling money. So I'm not including people like Chilwell, who was bought before with Abramovich when Abramovich was in charge. I think out of the £1 billion that they keep referring to, there was only around about 450 million. I say only, but still a lot. Only about 450 million pounds of the money that has been spent under this Bowley Clearlake regime. And if you look at that, if you look at the two midfielders who make up half of that, you know, you've got the spend for Enzo and the spend for Caicedo, then you're looking at half of that. So you've got another 6 or 7 who are only like 200 million for the combined. And things would have been different, could have been different, because the same Liverpool who were playing, they were the ones who bumped up the fee for Caicedo because they bid over £100 million when we were happy to pay the 90. I think we'd have got him for 20 million or 25 million less had Liverpool not started off this bidding war with Brighton. And so you could be looking at Liverpool's squad worth, if he had chosen to join Liverpool, rather than what would be worth the 550 million, they would have been worth 650, 670 million. And Chelsea would have been probably less, because I don't think we'd have spent 100 million on a midfielder if we didn't get Caicedo. We'd have probably spent 40 million or something like that, because we're looking at people like Tyler Adams and people like that. So 20 million. So you're taking away 100 million from us and putting it onto Liverpool's book. So that's the way that football works sometimes. So Liverpool guys, the message: stop crying over your injuries, because you've only had to deal with your injuries for a few weeks, if that. We've had a whole season of it, you know. And Liverpool have proven before in the past where when they lost the entire defence, they struggled. That's when they missed out. That's why they're playing Europa League football this season. A lot of people don't remember, you know, a lot of people, that's why I say when I'm talking about injuries to lots of people and they say it's not an excuse, of course it's an excuse, guys, of course it is. And it's important, you know, you take away some vital players from in vital positions from teams, then they struggle. I mentioned last year when Arsenal, when did their bad form come in? Their bad form came in when Saliba was out of the side. You know, he's a massive part of that defence. Man City's rough period this season, when did it happen? When Rodri was out of the side. You know, not so much De Bruyne. Rodri is the key player for that side to make that midfield tick. And that's when they had a little blip. Newcastle are having a blip now, and we see it with other teams. You know, Tottenham, when did they have their blip? When they had a few injuries. Now they've got the injured players coming back. Everything's looking okay. So that's what I'm saying. So it is something as a factor. And the good thing is that we are getting some of our players coming back towards the end of the season. And it's no, you know, now that we've got a few competition for places, now we're looking on our bench and we're not seeing 2 goalkeepers. We're not seeing 3 players who've never played first team football for Chelsea. We can make a difference off the bench now because we're getting these players in and our squad is improving, our squad is getting stronger, and hey presto, the results have picked up a bit. And hopefully when we get more bodies and fit and over the line, then maybe we'll see even better performances. So guys, what do you think? You know, do you think that the injuries to Liverpool players are going to hurt them more than they're going to hurt than the injuries for the Chelsea players? Or do you think it's still an even match, or do you still put Liverpool as favourites for this cup final? Stick your comments in the section below, and I'll see you on the next one. So take care. Bye bye.